Hello everybody, welcome to my Music Thursday live Q&A. So what have I played? What happened with my camera? Oh, can't see. You can't see that. Oh, now, okay, now. Sonetto del Petrarca, Franz Liszt. Of course. Not Chopin today. I really started to love this piece by Franz Liszt, the 123 Sonetto del Petrarca. It's just such a deeply inspired Franz Liszt that this is really very special piece, and I strongly recommend all the piano players here to try to learn it and play it, because it's worth it. Very often it's performed too fast, but it's just lovely. So hello everybody, and I'm sorry I haven't been here last week, but I was just too busy. It was impossible, so I had to cancel on the last moment. Hi Kerstin, good to see you. I've listened to your Sonata number 3 2 days ago, but I'm going to listen to it again one more time just before our lesson. But I just want to say I'm proud of you, and it was really very good, and especially the first movement was fantastic. We need to work on the third movement a lot and on scherzo. So I listened again just before our lesson so that it's fresh, and we will improve it. But it's already very, very good for the first time. So yes, so I've just had a concert here in one of the Philharmonic in Poland with late Chopin's masterpieces, which was great. And now I am preparing for a very intense last week of May. This will be quite hectic time, which starts on the 27th of May, when I go all the way. I live in the south of my country, in the south of Poland, and I travel all the way up north. It will be 6 hours drive, so of course I will go the day before to the city called Olsztyn, which is in a very beautiful area of Poland called the area of thousand lakes. And it will be my debut in the beautiful Philharmonic hall which they have in Olsztyn. I have never played there. Then the next day, on Wednesday, I'm coming to Warsaw, and there the concert is almost sold out. I think there is only 20 or 15 seats. I'm very excited, especially because it's the first time. I never had so many people. Last year I played 2 times there. Now I'm playing for the 3rd time, and it's more and more and more. So that is a good sign. People are not fed up with me. On the contrary, they are bringing others. That is beautiful. So yeah, that is on Wednesday, and then I'm traveling all the way up north to Gdańsk, the very beautiful and famous city where the Second World War officially started. We were attacked by the Nazi Germany just in Gdańsk, but it's a very beautiful city now, with a fantastic Philharmonic hall when I will also have my debut. And then the next day I have another concert. I go back to the Thousand Lake area and I play in the smaller town when I was invited by some society there. The concert will be in the concert hall of a music school. And then the next day I have another concert in Białystok, which is very close to the border between Poland and Ukraine. Also my first ever time there. And then I go back. So 5 days, 5 concerts. This will all remind me my crazy Norwegian tours. Except I will be traveling by car. In Norway we always travel by buses and boats and trains. So that's a little bit different. Oh, Sosnowiec, nice. It's not far away from my hometown. It's like about 1 hour drive. Hi, Folky. What do you mean by getting lost? You mean just don't focus? O, Jakub, dziękuję. Prawda. Sorry, I was mistaken. But actually, it's not far away from the Ukrainian border as well. To nie jest chyba tak daleko od ukraińskiej też. Yeah, it was the Belarusian border. Oczywiście wiem o tym. Nawet grałem teraz na koncert w Mińsku jakoś 1,5 miesiąca temu na zaproszenie ambasady, więc jechaliśmy samochodem w tamte okolice. Też piękne okolice Polski. Nigdy tam nie grałem, więc bardzo się cieszę. Losing your focus. Well, but you know, the thing is that you should practice. Well, it depends if you are preparing for something special, but if not, you should practice mostly when you want, when you feel like it. You should always make a goal of, before practicing, write down what do you exactly want to achieve, what do you want to improve, whether it's memorizing or technique improvement or playing pieces that you already can play or putting hands together or whatever. You just write it down and then a few things, and then you do one thing at a time, and then you cross out what you've done, and then another, and then another, and then another, and then another. Hi, David. Normally, the weather is nice. It's warm and sunny, and the days are very long. But this year, now it's horrible. I mean, it's so cold. I physically feel cold when I go out. And today we have a rainy day, but very cold. It's like 5 degrees. This morning was like 4 and 5 degrees. It never happened. I mean, I hardly ever happen in May, in the middle of May. So I'm not very happy about the weather. Hi, Max. How are you? But you know, with the practicing, it's like we need to have goals, and whether it's our personal goal for ourselves or to perform for others or to have a concert or to have an exam or just for the beauty of music. Dobry wieczór, Ania. You get motivated watching me practice. So then I should upload more videos when I practice. That might be an option. Oh, side quest. Well, there's no question about it. Polonez Fantasy is much harder. But if you only want to play the notes, then maybe it's easier. But to bring this piece to life and interpret it and play it well, then definitely Polonez Fantasy is much harder. And the reason is because it's not so obvious. Andante Spianato and Grand Polonez, you just go. It's a little bit like an autopilot, you know. But Polonez Fantasy is not autopilot, never. It's probably one of the most, if not the most difficult pieces of Chopin to interpret. To find the good, correct interpretation, to read the code that Chopin put in there, to feel his feelings at this time of his life. High, fail safe. This one. This one is my favorite. Oh, have you watched my Norway vlog? Oh, that's so cool. You know what? There was so much fun, but it was so tiring for me to prepare this vlog every day for 4 weeks, I guess it was. It was one of the best and the most beautiful concert tours I have ever had in my life. And I am very happy that I put an effort to make this vlog in 2 languages. Actually, it was in Polish and then it was in English as well, and because there are so much memories, which I also sometimes come back to this with nostalgia, and that was unbelievable. Traveling north and then south and then north again and the south again, and so many concerts and many fantastic adventures, meeting people, absolutely lovely. So yeah, definitely I'm happy when somebody watched this, because it's not so easy to find actually. You have to really look for this vlog to find it. Oh, definitely not. Number 4 is definitely not the hardest. Technically, I mean, the ballad number 4, guys, needs to be played slower. This is not a fast piece. This ballad number 4 is the piece that has one tempo throughout the whole piece. There is no changing of tempo, and all the pianists think that you should rush, you should play it faster, you have to make it difficult. No, absolutely not. It's a slow story. It's like a ballad. Not very slow, but it's not fast. So technically, it's not, except of the coda, which is demanding and fast, but the rest is not that hard. And when it comes to the interpretation, actually, when you find the key to the interpretation, it becomes quite easy. With those, the first theme 5 times, touching the second theme for the last time, bringing to the big, huge tragedy. If you find this, then I don't find ballad number 4 extremely difficult. Ballad number 1 is technically probably the most difficult of all 4. That's my opinion. Number 2, I would say, is number 4 or number 3. Because in number 3 there is one moment which makes it very hard. But yeah, so I would say number 2 is the least difficult, because it's very repetitious and repetitive. You repeat the same thing. If you learn that, then it is relatively safe to play. Of course, again, coda is also very hard. My favorite scherzo, number 4. For all my life, scherzo number 2 was my favorite. I played it in public probably 200 times. I just have it inside, like almost as if I wrote it. But when I prepared for the number 4 for the recording recently, I just fall in love with this piece completely, totally. You mean this? Well, it's very personal thing, you know. I haven't performed Ballad Number 3 many times in my life. I think I performed it maybe 10 times altogether, not many. So, and I was never fully satisfied with this moment. Always something, there was some problem. So it's maybe my personal technique, maybe. With Ballad Number 4, of course you need to really work on this coda, but it's really hard to say. No, maybe not. Maybe you are right. I would say number 1, number 4, number 3, number 2. That is my rank. Do you think you would have become friends with Chopin if you had known him? Oh, of course. First of all, we would speak Polish. He loved speaking Polish, and that's of course I would. Well, I think we would be very good friends, talking about everything and joking and his music and everything. That would be wonderful. Hi Wilbold. I have never made a video about Chopin's metronome markings, never, but it can be a quite interesting video indeed. I agree. Hi. Well, I didn't pay attention to the preliminaries because I just didn't have time. My life changed completely in January, at the end of January, where my son was born. So I just I find it difficult to organize my calendar of the day and my plan of the day now, because everything is ruined. You know, it's very spontaneous now. So I spend a lot of time with my son, which I love to do. And that is completely different. So I completely didn't have time to watch it. When it comes to Chopin works with orchestra, probably, but I'm afraid not very soon. That is something that needs a lot of time for me to do it well. I don't want to just record a video which will not be good. Yes, you know me very well. My favorite piano work for Franz Liszt to play. It's a hard question. For many years it was Ballad Number 2, but now I would say it's a Rigoletto paraphrase, a Rigoletto, and the second Rhapsody. I just have so much fun playing it. I have never had the opportunity to talk with Moray Pariah, although it's my dream. I admire this man, and I admire him. I listen to him nearly almost every day. His recordings. I just find him one of my beloved and favorite pianists, and unfortunately I regret not to meet him in my life. Never. Well, about the scales, I don't know how and how long I should practice. Well, yes. Well, generally speaking, you should practice scales as long as you cannot play them. When you can play all the scales, then it's a waste of time to practice them. But practice a lot, hands separately as well. This is very important. Well, Liszt's transcendental etudes are in general insane. Hi Piotr Czoski. I don't like... well, I like Cyprian Katsaris. I met him. I had even a lesson with him. We had a long conversation in a taxi in New York when we got stuck together in a traffic going to our lesson. We really talked about so many fantastic topics. I still remember that. I know he's doing this, but I don't... I think it's not necessary. That Chopin's music is so pure and so beautiful as it is that you don't really have to over-interpret it. That is my personal opinion. Where did you get the beautiful Chopin bust figure? Oh, that is a beautiful story. when COVID started, I, like many artists, got depressed. I lost like 60 or 70 concerts just like that. Everything was cancelled. My fantastic, beautiful concert tours in Norway and in China and in South America and in Europe and everywhere. So after that, after a few weeks of this terrible time, I decided to record videos about mazurkas, because I was working on them, preparing them for Japan for my lecture about mazurkas. And then it started to be more and more popular, especially on my Facebook and in Poland, because it was every week I published the videos. People were watching live together with me, and there were more and more and more people. And after a few months, one lady, a poet actually, I didn't know her, but she watched my videos and she wrote to me that she wants to give me a gift. And that was exactly this Chopin's figure. She sent it by post, and she said that it has a long history. She got it from some priest, and there is some name on it. It's a very beautiful indeed. So I started to use it, and then I used it all the way through all the videos that I made. That's the story. So I don't know where it is from. About pianist role in changing the piece to be better. Well, this is something I don't really. I don't agree. You don't need to make the piece better than it is. Thank you, Emmy. Thank you. I'm thinking of continuing this, of course, but as I say, it's very time consuming, and I want to do it well, so I need time. Chopin etudes are enough for practicing as a more advanced player, or should they be paired with Czerny School of Velocity? If you are more advanced, no, you don't need Czerny. Chopin etudes, well, for many years, I practiced hand-on exercises, hand separately, every day. It really improved my technique. I played it in C major and C sharp major, and this is what I recommend. Czerny, in my opinion, for an advanced player is just a waste of time. Nicholas, hi. Yes, of course. Play a few bars in like a full, like you want, and then stop and put your left hand down, both hands down, to relax, and then continue playing, and then relax, and then continue playing. That you should get this stamina. Hi, Strawberry Freak. Thank you very much. This Amsterdam recital, this was very cozy, very different from all the other concerts I normally play. Yes, there are plans that I will come back to Amsterdam next year. I do try to get to Concertgebouw, because that is, I think, but I will probably come again to this theater, which is run this Chopin weekend run by my friends. So I probably will come back next year, hopefully. What do you think is a highly underappreciated piece that should be performed more often? Rondo, Opus 1 by Chopin, and his Tarantella as well, and Bolero. At least those three pieces. I like Walter Gieseking, of course I like. Okay. In 2 minutes I have to go, just to tell you. So I hope I will answer your questions, but I have to switch to Facebook, where I have the same meeting like with you, but with my Facebook fans on my fan page, mostly speaking Polish there, so I will speak Polish. Hi Shilad, I already said that I didn't follow. Unfortunately, I had no time to do it. Is there anything you've learned from being a father to little Amadeus that is expressed in your piano playing? Of course it is, Nicholas. the feeling of love that I have never knew. There is the feeling that Chopin never experienced, unfortunately, but this is something that is impossible even to describe. The heart opens. It's just like, of course it is in my playing. Of course, every experience, guys, you know, whatever an artist is experiencing in his life, whether those are bad experiences or good experiences, this is kind of enriching and building our soul. When we play, then whether we want it or not, we share this soul with the public. So therefore, I think it's it's really important to listen to older pianists, older artists as well, because their souls are just so rich. It is impossible to compare to 18 years old pianist, who is of course fantastic, can be really fantastic, but it's just the time and all that we experience every day, the books we read, the paintings we saw in real life, the music we've heard, people we met, tragedies we experienced, everything just comes here, and then we bring it out when we play concerts. So for me, this experience of having a son is definitely one of the greatest in my life, and one that changed me, like a turning point of my also piano playing. So I have to go now, guys. I'm sorry if I didn't answer your questions. Mole, zdecydowanie tak. Przez kilka lat codziennie polecam. Pół godziny sobie dziennie grać. Najlepiej rękami osobno. Thank you, guys. If I haven't answered some of your questions, I will be here next week, I think. So at the same time. We see each other next week, and now I have to go. But other people are waiting for me on Facebook. Bye bye. All the best, and thanks for being here. Thanks for your time.